Ladies and gentlemen, WoW Classic Season of Mastery is alive. We've got more information about the solo queue for Eternity's End 9.2 on the retail Shadowlands. And then we've got some more information, or some slightly more confirmed information on what's coming in 9.2. So let's just blast through them and get it over and done with. I've just seen the post on Reddit with this, so it's my first time reading it, so I've just gone straight in. I clicked go live, so let's read it because this is the one I'm most excited about. WoW Classic, like, yeah, it's cool, but this is what I'm interested in. So, solo queue. For a long time now, those two words have been a rallying cry for parts of the PvP community, whose appetite for World of Warcraft Arena is insatiable. We've been reluctant to simply apply a solo queue wrapper around the existing arena format for several reasons, but we've never stopped asking ourselves how we could provide a solo queue experience without falling prey to the problems we foresee with it. Today, we'd like to share more information and insights on an idea we're experimenting with in a future Brawl called Solo Shuffle. That's actually quite long, this. Cool. So why queue solo? First, we'd like to talk about the reasons players want to solo queue Arena, as we understand them. Many players have a general love for Arena, but their regular partners are not always around to team up. While the group finder is available, players have given us feedback that it can take too long to find suitable partners with the tool. While we are working on improving group finder, we acknowledge that there are times players just want to press a button and start playing. Could not agree more. Like, you're on at midnight, you've got like 10 minutes before bed, you just want to queue a quick game, bosh, done. Like, that's what it's for. Of course, such a solution exists in skirmishes, which is true, but they're just a bit scuffed, they're not very rewarding, but they're good to practice, good fun. Players can queue for skirmishes either solo or in a party and quickly participate in an arena match to receive honour and conquest. But for many, skirmish isn't an appealing option. Certainly part of the appeal of arena is the higher stakes at play when you put your rating on the line. Each time you queue up for a match, seeing your rating increase after a big win is a fundamentally different form of progression than earning honour or conquest to purchase equipment. Gear upgrades are also a likely contributor, as while skirmishes do reward honour and conquest, they do not offer rating required to increase the item level of your gear. I mean, the win of the day is perfect, like a nice little chunk of conquest if you're like not too far away from it, like I love that. In general, across World of Warcraft, the best gear rewards are offered from content that requires pre-made groups, Radiant, Arena, Rated, Battle Groups, Mythic Plus, and not queued activities, Raid Finder, Raids, Heroic Dungeons, Battlegrounds, and Skirmishes. So while we understand the desire to have a solo queue arena, we have some reservations about adding it to the existing brackets 2v2, 3v3 and RBG. Based on observations from WoW and other games, for example, while it's very likely that a solo queue solution will increase the overall participation in arenas, it will also mean players won't need to form groups to participate, while systems like Dungeon Finder and Raid Finder have made content much more accessible. Players have also given feedback on the impact of these systems have on the social element of the game. Queued systems can make other players feel more dispensable since replacements are only a few button clicks away. The process of assembling a group for an activity provides immeasurable value to the social dynamics of a game like WoW. As such, we prefer to keep the preformed group requirement in place for the 2v2 and a 3v3 brackets. I mean, if they did just a straight up dual 1v1, like, if they literally just, where it says 2v2, 3v3 and RBG, if they just put a 1v1 thing in there, I'd be happy. But I understand why they're not doing it, because balancing that would be impossible, because you've got classes that can just run away, re-stealth, and just constantly reset over and over again, and they would just dominate, and it'd just be an absolute slaughter. So the way they're doing this, like this shuffle thing, it gives all classes like a chance to shine, really, because if you're, for example, if what is it, like a healer versus a DPS in a 1v1, that's depressing, it's boring, I hate it. Like, just killing a healer 1v1, probably not going to happen. So you have those awkward duels. If you're against a rogue, the rogue, like, once you start getting up to a high rating, they're just gonna dot you up, cheap shot you, waste all the DRs on you, pop everything, and then if they don't kill you, they're gonna run away, wait, and do it again. So you'd either need systems that allow you to stop the runawayers, systems that give you even a fair chance against healers, or even a chance of killing healers, because you're not gonna kill a healer, it's so difficult. 1v1, unless you've got, I mean, yeah, it's just different. If they're evenly geared, I don't know how you're going to kill a healer 1v1, unless you've got like a really good class for locking them down. But you'd have to have like dampening, and then it's just some awkward game where healer's just healing for 10 minutes, and you're just whacking for 10 minutes, and then you just slowly die. It's just, this 3v3 shuffle thing, like, has potential for stopping a lot of stuff like that. Going forward, so, we want to put forward a new idea for solo queue that we think addresses the problems above in a unique and novel way. Our idea is a new bracket we are tentatively calling Solo Shuffle. This bracket is solo queue only. Each time you hit the Q button, you're placed into a cohort of 6 players comprised of 2 healers and 4 damage dealers. The cohort will then play 6 rounds comprising every possible combination of teams made up of 1 healer and 2 damage dealers. Nice. I was worried it was going to be like just 6 randomers shoved in and then you're just going to random them, but like the fact that they're keeping this ratio makes me feel good. But then I'm hoping the queue times aren't ridiculous. Like, I'm worried about the queue times, honestly. Like, 2 healers, like, what if it's not a good game? What if there's, like, not enough incentive to play this game mode? Like, nobody's going to play it because you can only queue for a certain amount of battlegrounds and arenas. So it's like, this has got to be more rewarding than just, like, chasing the win of the day in, like, your Epic BG or something. Like, when Comp Stomp's out, like, the queues are pretty much instant, but then it changed to, like, some deep wind fucking basketball game this week, and well, I mean the reset is like happened like half an hour ago, but last week it was some deep wind, like I don't know, I read it, but the queue was like 50 minutes and you're supposed to like throw footballs into a fucking minecart or something. So what if it goes into that scenario where you're just not going to get a queue pop? So hopefully there's an incentive to actually do this. So a player who wins all 6 rounds... Wait, where did I start? Players will have to adapt to a wide variety of team compositions, but so will their opponents. So in this case above, both rogues will end up playing with the mage, and both rogues will end up playing with the death knight. After all 6 rounds are completed, players will earn or lose rating based on the results. So a player who wins all 6 rounds will earn more rating than a player who wins 3 rounds. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. To illustrate further, let's say there are 2 healers, a holy paladin, and a resto shami, and 4 DPS rogue, warlock, mage, hunter. The 6 rounds will play out as below. Bosh. Cool. Of course, 6 rounds of traditional 3v3 arena has... Yeah, this is what I was worried about as well. Like, how long is this going to take? Once you get into, like, high rating, people know how to survive, and it's like, you get some really long matches, potentially. Like, the Arena World Cup goes to dampening in, like, 10-minute games, so... 6 times 7 minutes game, you've been there for an hour if people are like stalling and playing. So let me read it. Of course, 6 rounds of traditional 3v3 arena has the potential to take a considerable amount of time. When players queue up for an activity, we prefer it to not require over 30 minutes of their time. The longer the activity goes, the less likely people are to queue for it, and the more likely they are to abandon a match in progress. So there will be some fundamental differences in solo shuffle that force games to end quicker. Boom, love that. Naturally, the lack of coordination from pre-made groups will likely result in faster kills, but to help ensure each round resolves in 2 to 3 minutes, there will also be some rule changes. Unlike regular arena, the first team to kill an opponent will immediately win. Wait, what? The first what? Mana regeneration is further restricted and drinking will work differently, or perhaps not at all. I like the mana read, like... Yeah, them running off to get mana would be annoying on, like, supposedly these fast fire rounds. If a player leaves, the match is resolved as if yeah, fair enough, don't leave. But then, what happens to disconnect? If you disconnect and come back, is the whole thing going to be scuffed? Because there's some annoying bullshit at the minute. Like, let's say Scully, he was doing some arenas yesterday, and he missed the Q pop, but I'm literally sat, the timer goes away from 30 seconds left, so... He can't, once the timer hits 30 seconds in game, if he hasn't clicked that, he can't join the game. Why? Just why? What's the point? Like, he missed it by 1 second. Why can't he just join the instance? I'm waiting for another 30 seconds, then we've got to do the bullshit opener. What is the possible reason he can't join late? It blows my mind. Like, there's no advantage, there's no, like, I'm trying to think why you can't join late. Like, unless it's some spaghetti code, why can't you join a match late? And this bullet point makes me cringe. Like, what if 5 people are like 50k health, and then one cunt's like 20k health? Like, it's just gonna be a bit shit. And then, I'm not a fan of this. Because, like, I mean, yeah, you've got to protect your team, keep it alive. It stops everyone, like, playing, like, solo ninjas, and, like, you've got to look out for your team. But then, one scrub will make you lose, and... they'll just start bullying the weaker player. because like that's just the strat, just bully the weaker player. And that's just not fun. That's not fun. Oh, I hate that. And then it ruins the outplay thing. Like one of the most things is like 1v2, 1v3 outplays, and this just completely stops that because well now you've got to worry about George over there just running face first into like a Windwalker Monk and a fucking Arms Warrior. So I'm not. This worries me. This really worries me. We're approaching this idea carefully, as adding a new format to PvP is a big commitment. Our intent is to implement this idea as a PvP brawl first. I love that. Like, test the waters with this, figure out your scuff system, instead of just releasing like 1v1s, boom, everyone gets free top rated, like rank 1 gladiators, and it's just like classes that just can do that much easier, etc. So I like that they're avoiding that by doing this PvP brawl. And then, if this is good in 9.2, which is when they're planning on releasing it, hopefully anyway, like it'll be ready for 10.0, the new expansion, where they can do it like a proper system, like rather than a brawl, like they'll just implement it because it was successful. But hopefully it's successful. This really scares me. So we can experiment with the format, discover any problems, and receive your feedback. If the format is well received during the brawl, we can dig into the plan for rating changes, dealing with people abandoning the match, how the ladder will work, and rewards. This article is the first step in that process, so please share your thoughts with us on our forums or at Warcraft Devs on Twitter. I mean, there's no incentive to do that because you've shown that you don't listen, but you've made the community council, maybe you'll fucking listen this time, but yeah. We don't have much faith, Blizzard. Unlike regular arena, the first team to kill an opponent, well, that is so crap. I hate that, dude. Oh, I hate that so much, actually. Like, I think that'll be a fun ruiner. Like, but hopefully it won't be. I can't see the future, but I have a bad feeling in my stomach about that, man. But anyway, let's just blast through these. So, cool looking new arena, Maldraxxus Coliseum. Looks very sexy. Would love to go in there. And then Enigma Arena. Pretty good, but a bit bland. What to see. There's not a single pillar. Wait. This could be cool. Looking forward to trying that out. What else have we got? I'll just scroll through these, I guess. Double legendary. Torghast no longer required. Sepulcher of the first one's raid. Class changes. Solo queue PvP brawl. Zereth Mortis. Cypher the first one. So this is how you're going to unlock your legendary by the looks of it, or your second one anyway. And that's about it. So if you're into WoW Classic Season of Mastery, that is now live. Phase 1, they're going to release it much faster. Phases will happen faster over a 12-month spree. 6 different phases. So if you're into that, enjoy. Anyway, hasta la vista, peace, join the Discord, leave a comment, like and subscribe, blah blah blah. Click my links. Love you all. Peace.